Good morning, everybody. Look at that sunshine. I got a little late start this morning. It's a beautiful day already. Looks like it's going to be flat calm. It's like glass in the river. I don't see a breath of air moving. Hopefully we have a little drift out there. But I didn't do a video yesterday. I took a bunch of pictures and I messed around with a day in pictures. But I spent most of my day yesterday. So let's see, what day is today? Today is Wednesday. Tuesday. Yesterday was Tuesday. I spent most of my day yesterday. It was flat calm yesterday morning. I spent most of my morning driving around the West End, the big flat. We haven't fished it. I haven't fished it in months. But it's getting that time of year. So I started driving around and looking. I did find, I found some fish, but I found, more importantly, what looks to be why they're there or why they weren't there, bait. And I found a couple different types of bait. I had multiple schools of minnows, some sort of minnow, on the screen in that 19 to 21 foot range. in that 19 to 21 foot range. And there were fish marks around all of them. Now, I didn't stop and fish. I stopped and fished a couple of them. I kept seeing these big spikes on my graph, and I'm like, that's weird. So it was flat. I threw the motor in neutral, put it in reverse real quick, and I took my Markham underwater camera, and I just dropped it over the side real quick. And as soon as it got to the bottom, I see this. It's a sunfish looking right at the camera. What are you doing? And when the camera kind of moved a little bit and you could see above him, that must have been 50 other sunnies with him, above him. So I'm going back on the West End today. Again, depending on what the wind is doing, it doesn't look like we have much of any. If I have some wind, I'll graph and fish once I find them and see what's going on. I caught one walleye yesterday. I didn't fish a lot. I spent most of my time behind the wheel looking. But I did catch one walleye. Throwing a blade around that school of sunfish, oddly enough. So I'm headed out this morning, and I'm going to do the same thing and look around. Unless the conditions are completely different when I get out there, I think I'm going to spend another day doing more looking than fishing and see what happens. All right, thanks for joining me. Stay tuned. We'll see what happens out there. What's up, everybody? So it's 9 a.m. I've been here on the West End for 2 hours. I've hit 3 different drifts in different areas, from all the way back towards the beach, all the way out here towards 133, towards the islands. I've had 2 walleyes, 3 perch, and I've had the underwater camera down quite a bit today because it's filthy with fish in here. There's schools of sunnies, there's perch, there's bait, there's obviously walleyes. I haven't seen a bass yet, but the life has moved. Well, here's a perfect example. Now I'm assuming that's perch. I've put my camera down multiple times. I haven't seen the heavy schools, but I'm seeing perch and sunfish cruising around. So my guess is this West End is heating up when it comes to getting ready to heat up when it comes to fish being out here on these flats, because it looks like the food is here. It looks like the food is here. So I say that, and I'm getting ready to leave because they're not biting. So whatever. I've thrown a little bit of everything at them. I've thrown swim baits at them. I haven't thrown bucktails. I thought about that, and I thought about drop shotting with something small in plastic, but I didn't do it. I've cycled through a couple different color blades, I1 and Demiki's. I have cycled through a couple colors of small, the number 3, the smaller shiver minnows, and the small, let's see, what is that one? The Acme Hyper Rattle. So it's been, like I say, pretty limited success. 2 walleyes, 3 perch, and I'm going to make a move. This breeze has finally made itself known. So it's blown out of the, looks like due east, got a little south in it. But it's picked up enough that I've got a good, viable drift. So I'm going to go back out on the structure for another hour or so that I've been on. I'll probably hit Pancake. I don't think I'll go all the way to Dakin. I might go look around 133 and see what happens. So I'm going to go snap some stuff in shallow and see if they react like they have been all summer. Now that structure bite kind of shut down for me in the last week or so. So I'm going to go see if I can get it going again. All right, I'll talk to you in a few minutes. We'll see what happens from the next stop. Thank you. Well, we're in spot number 3. I just left spot number 2. I was over on the deep flat that's east of 130. Goes from the main channel all the way to the south shore and east all the way to, Shackleton. I know the guys trolling have been doing really well. A buddy of mine gave me a call this morning and said they didn't crush them, but they had fish there and they saw a lot of fish there this morning. I've heard that before. I've had a couple people tell me that. I've went over there a couple times in the last week or so and poked around a little bit. But it's always been later in the day. My guess is the bite's already turned off by then. So I haven't done much, so I haven't put much stock in it. I went over there today. I've been over there for the last hour and a half. And I had a small perch, a medium-sized sheepy, and a giant bluegill in 28 foot of water. And that bluegill woofed a shiver minnow too. I saw tons of fish. I spot locked 3 different times on groups, just piles, and I'll put a picture up. I took a picture of one of the groups I stopped on, and it was no joke. I mean, there were like 20 individual hard marks in the down scan. That lets you know that you're on them. But no walleyes over there. Well, is what it is. So it's late in the morning. I'm on my last spot. Now I went back to fishing structure. I'm on Pancake right now. I started deep. Got enough of an east wind that I should be okay. And it's taking me right up onto the shoal. So we'll see what happens here. I'm going to start out with a blade bait in the deeper water before it gets rocky. And then I'll go to that shiver minnow and bounce it off the bottom. See if I can't get something going here. But this will be my last spot. I'll talk to you guys shortly unless something happens in between. Well, that'll do it for today, ladies and gentlemen. 3rd spot produced. 3rd spot, nuttin'. So, I'm heading in, and I'll be back out here tomorrow. Thanks, everybody, for joining me. And as always, if you like what I do here, please subscribe. It means a lot to me. It's free to you, but it's priceless to me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Keep your tip up.